Hi, this is Wu. Today I'm going to do the homework 9 of probability and statistic processing. Problem 1. First, we know that the expectation value equals to 0 for WT. So the expectation YT equals expectation WT minus WT minus 1 equals expectation WT minus expectation of WT minus 1, which equals to 0. And the problem 1, the autocorrelation T1 and T2 in respect to Y equals is expectation YT1 times YTR T2 according to the definition. So we simplify this formula, we can get that the correlation of T1 and T2 equals alpha times minimum of T1 and T2 minus alpha times minimum of T1 and T2 minus 1 times minus alpha times minimum of T2 and T1 minus 1 plus alpha times minimum of T1 minus 1 and T2 minus 1. We talk about this formula in two cases. First, when T2 greater than T1 and T2 minus 1 greater than T1. So the correlation of T1 and T2 equals alpha times the difference of T1 times T1 minus T1 minus T1 minus 1 plus T1 minus 1, which equals to 0. And the second case is when T2 is greater than T1 and T2 minus 1 is smaller than T1. So the autocorrelation of T1 and T2 equals this formula, and finally equals alpha times 1 plus T1 minus T2. So with all cases considered, we get the autocorrelation of T1 and T2 equals to 0 when the absolute value of T2 minus T1 is greater than 1 and equals to alpha time 1 plus the absolute value of T1 minus T2, and when the absolute value of T2 minus T1 is smaller or equals to 1. The third problem that from the result we get above, we can easily know that the YT is WSS.